Yo, are we recording? I don't think I am. Yes, I am. All right, so I see the red, and I don't know what y'all doing. What I'm talking about, I'm talking about my video thing that shows that it's showing that the voice is being recorded. Anyway, welcome to the No Huddle Podcast. Welcome to Hold My Nugget Studios Incorporated. Shout out to Chisel Adonis. I actually been thinking about getting them on the show. Like, it's pretty much, I'm telling CJ this now since y'all don't put it know who I'm talking about. Some people do know who I'm talking about, but I know he don't. I'm thinking about getting them on the show, and people will know who he is and what he does. And then when I put him on the show, I'll be like, oh, okay, that's that guy. And then be like, it'll be interesting. Put him on the show because he does sports. He's sports analysis. He can pretty much make the stuff interesting and everything. So I'm trying to do that. But we had this game Thursday night in the rain, McKinney North. It was raining kind of. So I watched a lot of it on the live. Shout out to Miss Mash Davis for going live. She goes live every week. And I watched that, and what did I see? Going early on, I said this in the forum because there was a guy. He's a McKinney North guy or whatever, and he been this raving on how McKinney North's gonna score by they've been scoring 50 to 60 points a game. How you gonna stop this offense? And I was like, well, you see the teams that they play early on in the season hasn't been those top tier teams and stuff. So I wasn't sold on McKinney North being this dominant powerhouse scoring on everybody's team, like even like Lake Ridge. Lake Ridge was a team that scored so many points and they had the worst defense ever. Now this McKinney North team, I don't know. They don't got no guy that just stands out that I see. They don't got no Duffy or nothing. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got some pretty good players. D1 recruits. I think CJ knows a few of them on the staff. But I'm not sure. I've been hearing like I know Petit got the McCarron guy. I know last week they had that running back and all that, but I just ain't heard who from McKinney North. So I was thinking to myself, we seen this happen. We seen it when Rockwall Heath came into town. And it was a great. No, they didn't come into town. We went to Baylor Stadium. Remember they was talking about how great Rockwall Heath defense was that year in that playoff game. The DFW guys, whoever those guys they had, there was a guy they had a podcast, and they was talking about, oh, this defense is just so great. They've been playing great all year. They only been allowed 7 points this game, 7 points that game. Blah blah blah. JD came to that playoff game, Baylor Stadium, and put up 70-some points on them on this so-called great defense. So I was like, this might be one of those games where the Kingdoms gonna come up. I don't see him scoring no more than like 21. I said, I think JT can control the clock and run the ball and pass it when they need to. And I'm thinking that's when I know I was thinking, okay, we're gonna have Cam playing the ball. We're gonna have Cam playing. We're gonna have Keaton, the 1-2 thing. Bam. I'm thinking that, so I'm like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Well, get to it. They scored 36. I mean, I was close. That's their lowest total all season. And they really could have not scored that last touchdown, and maybe the one before that. I mean, just the defense kind of just let off a little bit and got them scored. But I'm pretty sure JT could have scored more points in the first half, in my opinion. If Cam was in the quarterback. Now I know we got a lot of people talking about some things going on here and what happened with Cam and all that. But like this McKinney North team wasn't that impressive to say, okay, this team was unstoppable. A team that what I saw, I can tell you right now. A guy said this on the forum. No Days Off East Texas, that's his name. Shout out to him. He was like, yeah, this team probably gonna go. If they win this, bang, whatever. But they'll probably go to the second round and lose to Lancaster, which is pretty much who's gonna be waiting in that second round if they go through that first round path, whatever, from district, whatever. So I'm like, yeah. That's pretty much what it could be. And JT, what we're looking at is a early meeting with Highland Park. And I remember what did I tell y'all last year? I said Highland Park and JT will meet again, and JT will win the game. Remember I said that last year, and it's kind of coming true. And then you think about it. This is a crazy theory. This is crazy. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. But, I watched a lot of football and everything. I know everybody got the thing in the NFL, the Dolphins are tanking for Tua. And that guy kind of sucks, I think, because he lost his job to Jalen Hurts. And then he came back and played all right. So I don't know why everybody's really on that guy, Tua guy. But think about it. What if Coach Holmes is tanking for Highland Park? What do you mean by that? Well, lose to get to that second game, to get back to that Highland Park game that he could have been and won a state championship with. It's been a sour taste in everybody's mouth from that Highland Park game. They wanted to win that game. He wanted to set it up, get them out the way early, beat them in the second round, and just bam, shoot the state, whatever. But just think about it. And then you start with this guy named Sanchez, who I don't know who he is, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some comments or whatever, or somebody saying, "How you don't know who Sanchez is?" I know it. I'm already ready for it. But let me get in my Skip Bayless mode right quick. All right. So my quarterback, Cam Ford, had a great game last week. He had some great runs, threw some touchdown passes, and all this. And with Caden Crawford on with him, think about it. This team could score more points with those two on the field when they was on the field at the same time, because they was selling after the run of this McKinney North. It was easy. They had the perfect game plan. Okay, they got a quarterback who's not the quarterback that we've been preparing for all week or all year or whatever. And this guy hadn't had a start. So hey, let's just sell out on the run and hope to stop Crawford, who still ran for like 300 yards, I think. The dude just can't be stopped. Like, it doesn't matter what you do right there. He just pretty much does whatever he wants on the field. Just does whatever he wants, and he just runs like he's playing football, Madden or something. So Crawford is going to be Crawford, right? But them having somebody who can throw the ball and open up the passing game, think about those 21 points they had, 21-9. It could have been 28-9, 35-9. Just think about it with Cam on the field now. You're thinking about what did Cam do? Why wasn't he starting? Well, I'm not going to get into all this stuff, but it's noted it wasn't Cam saying, "Oh, I don't want to play." He was legitimately sick, they say. His dad was saying or whatever. And he did have some issues where he couldn't play. He wasn't 100%. Now, I know his father, because we went to school together and everything. We've been used back in his day. He went through his house, his mom's house. We used to be. Tell you, nobody. He didn't got no reason to lie. So that's what I know. Then I heard people saying, "Oh, he's not being a leader. He's not doing this. He's not wanting to play for his team." But yeah, if you're not on the team, if you don't have a kid on the team or whatever, or you just don't know, or you just going off what people say on Facebook and stuff, you can't just say, "Oh, Cam's not done when they're playing." The dude was legitimately sick and hurt, but he still was on the sideline watching for the team, and he even came out the second half when they put him in and threw a touchdown. Actually, they say he stepped over the line and all that, but still, you see the passing game started running out. Now, y'all saying, "Oh, they scored all these points," but remember, Crawford was the pretty much the main guy. That's all they had. When Crawford got shut down, because let me tell you, I watched it. I was watching it on live. I saw nothing but handoff. And if Crawford was going to break it, he was going to break it. If he didn't, he didn't. And that's just what McKinney North knew. Sell out on the run and hope and pray that Crawford gets stopped. That was the thing. Now, this Sanchez guy, I don't know, because we can't see what he could do. They can say he played great, but, he just handed the ball. There's nothing you can't really say, "Oh, this guy's going to go out 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, and throw over for 500 yards against Highland Park." We can't say that. We don't really know. But you know who the big guy was, who pretty much had the game. Pretty much the whole offense ran through Crawford that game, because that's all they had pretty much. And he showed that he can do it, and he carried the load. But now, things at JT, like, we don't know what the coach staff wants. We don't know what Coach Jones is thinking about. We don't know what the coach staff wants to do. Like, we don't know all the way. But, I know kids who play for this team that I know some of their parents. So this team particularly, I know some kids, and I know kids who left the team, who left the team like 3 years ago, because he was saying Coach Jones was playing favorites and didn't want to play different guys. Some of the better players will sit on the sideline. I'm just saying, that's what I heard from people. So I don't know. But now we got this thing where put your best players on the field. Now then you're like, okay, Coach Holmes comes in with like 30 players on this team this year, and you're thinking, wait, maybe he kind of has to play his best players on the team, because you kind of limited to how many players you got. But when they had the players, you did see a lot of players on the sideline who you like, wow, you know this guy's pretty good. I watched him play as a freshman. I watched him play as a sophomore. Why is he ain't getting those stats? I mean, think about it. Even they call him Pinkert number 8. I know. Did you see him come out? Did you see that run when he dragged the whole team? Like, just think about it. I don't think he got any carries Thursday. I mean, he can see he's a good player. They call him Tay. I know him. I actually know this guy. Cause I took him to he wrote him a car. I took him to a party and stuff. He's a good kid. So I'm thinking the talent he got. I'm watching him like I've been watching him since he was a freshman, and I see him run that touchdown, just dragging like wow. Get him more involved. I mean, we got Crawford is going to be Crawford is Megatron. Crawford is Thanos, whatever. He's Superman. We know he's great, but pretty much get him some more people to get him so he don't carry all the load, and it makes him more fresh. If you have let Pinkett get some carries, let somebody don't he was getting the bulk of the carries. So I'm just thinking utilizing all your players, pretty much coaches, staff, or whatever. And after this, what happened is McKinney North just came out, and then the defense, they threw some passes and they won a long touchdown run. That was it. When he won that touchdown, I knew it was it. But McKinney North played well, but it's not over. They still got to beat Petite, and then they got to go to Sherman. So they can lose to Petite and still make the playoffs with Sherman. I think they won't get that second round if they lose to Petite. Maybe. I think they still be the second place team, but it could be. I don't know if they want to be that second place team, because like I said, the second place team has the hardest trip because they got to see Highland Park early. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. But with that being said, another thing I want to say about this is for the guys on the forum. I know everybody on the forum. People just got to think about this. JT is kind of like the Dallas Cowboys because they love to talk about JT. Everybody on the forum, when JT loses, they want to ha ha ha. We told y'all this, la la la. But think about it. All these teams, Lufkin, Longview, Marshall, with all y'all guys on the forum, y'all know every time somebody asks, are you from East Texas? Yeah. Oh, y'all big on his high school football. Oh, y'all know John Tyler. Who do they talk? They don't talk about Lufkin. They don't talk about Longview. They don't talk about They talk about John Tyler when you ask about high school football in Texas. It's how that's what. And then a lot of people from other towns just tired. They just kind of get tired of it. It's kind of like the Cowboys. You hate them, but you love us. You hate us. You never. We them boys. We got Dak. We got Zeke. We got Maury Cooper. Randall Cobb. Jason Witten on commentary. Tony Romo on commentary. Skip Bayless as an analyst. We got so this is how it is. But yeah, I'm finna bring CJ on, man. I am really thirsty. I want a slushy for some reason. I don't know why I said that, y'all. I just said it. But yeah, we're going.
Well, as you see, Rob done went in on some thoughts on the game. I'm gonna piggyback, of course, on what Rob said, of course, about the quarterback situation. What was the difference of the game in the second half? How did McKinney North pull away with the victory? And I actually knew, I had heard there was gonna be some rain in the area. And, I kept that in mind, of course, because of the running game. What's JT's strength on offense? What seems to be McKinney North, let's just say what it is. That running game was their strength, too. High-powered offense. And I'm going to get into that. But let's just get into this. Man. He spoke. You heard Crawford a lot in that first part. Crawford, it just running with conviction. Let's just get this out of the way. Look, here's the deal. Let me say this. Here's the deal. It was going to be a test. We know Thursday night game, you coming in against the district's best offense. They averaging over 600 yards a game, scoring all these points, and hey, they ended up with 36. So that was a good job on JT controlling the game, defense doing their job for the most part. But I'm going to get in a minute, I'm going to get into what was the difference in the second half. But Keaton Crawford, this is one thing I took from the game. Keaton Crawford, over 300 yards. Look, 309 yards on 29 carries, 4 touchdowns. Look, You would think when you hear that stat, you're like, oh, JT had to win that game, but they didn't. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. Even though, okay, there's some pros and cons of this. The con is you had a 300-yard rusher, but you lose a game. Even though it was to a really good team, one of the best, let's just say one of the top 2 teams in the district. I'm just going to say it like that. So over 300 yards, but you lose the game. So look like, JT was rolling. And the thing about the Sanchez thing, see, I'm gonna speak on the thing about the Sanchez thing. That's me and Rod was talking about this before we went on. That people was like, oh, Sanchez is doing good. Let me say this, because people will misinterpret what I say. I preach this. Everything is about perspective. So listen to the perspective. I don't know anything about this Sanchez kid. I haven't seen him play. But for the people that say, oh, look at Sanchez, they scoring all these points with him in the game. See, the thing about it is, just listen to the perspective. John Tyler looked like the ground game could get anything, especially Keaton Crawford. Let's just focus on that since he got most of the rush yards. The thing about it is, when you have to eventually make a throw or a couple or few throws. See, that would have been the difference. I feel like if Cam Ford's in the game and he had already had a rhythm, it might have been 2 or 3 throws he would have made that could have eventually put them over the top, having JT come out with the win. I've spoke on this before. It's going to come a time. It's just like since Rob brought up Dak, it's just like they done criticized Dak about the offense goes through Zeke, like the offense was going through Keaton. So when Zeke is eating, Dak can play action to death. Oh, and just like again in the Philly game, even Orlando Scandrick said it. Dallas could do. If you watch the game, you can see they were doing whatever they want. Zeke was eating. Ran over Malcolm Jenkins or Roscoe Jenkins. Probably that's what he looked like. No disrespect, because I already had respect for Malcolm Jenkins ever since he was at the Ohio State. But y'all probably forgot that. Anyways, the thing is though, like I say, you're still gonna probably have to make a throw or two against a high-powered team, because what if they stop you? It's gonna come down to a third down, second down. A critical one, well, you might have to make a throw late in the game. That might be the difference. So you have to think about that. That's just knowledge of football, because when they even though we know McKinney North their defense is not that impressive, and that's what I heard before the game. So, we know they run defense wasn't that impressive, but let's just stick to what we know. So, and then when you got a quarterback, obviously they was trying to run the ball, establish a run, because you got a backup quarterback in there. You're trying to get him comfortable. Okay, when they saw the running game, now if they had shut the running game off early, JT would have been in more trouble, because now, okay, we don't know what this Sanchez guy's about. We're gonna make him beat us, just like they said about Dak. They might, and they still probably feel that about Dak, because they know the offense goes through Zeke. That's what everybody says. That's what coordinators gonna say, coaches, people watching tape on the Cowboys. Let's stop Zeke, because when he eating, we ain't got no shot. And then if Dak is completing play action, it's over. If Cam is throwing it over your head, hook up with Frank Turner, Austin Campbell, Robert Draper, just naming some of the receivers, Isaiah Johnson, then you keep moving and you control the game. Pretty much the game is going to be in your hands, because what are you doing? Keeping McKinney North on the sideline, the offense. But the difference was, and let me make another analogy. It's pretty ironic, because even as Rod was talking, what crept in my mind? The Texas High game. Texas High, I didn't even know. They was playing with their backup quarterback. And what did they do majority of the plays? It seemed like 90% of the plays at least. Heavy dose of Cooper, the running back. We knew Cooper all night. And I was wondering why. I ain't seen no throw. And then Rob told me that, because he might get some information quicker than me. So I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. Cooper had over 100 yards, got a lot of carries. So, see, you see what I'm saying? Now, if they had their regular quarterback, it'd probably been more of a. Now, I'm not saying Texas High would have won. You know what I'm saying? Because Texas High had a string of good quarterbacks, Mallet, and then they had Cody. I forgot his last name. They had Sorensen, the left-hander, one year. Nate Sorensen, I believe. But anyway, just giving y'all a little recent history. But so it made sense. But once JT stopped the run a few times, then they get the ball back, and then okay, well, you know, they was making plays on offense. There it is. But if Texas High had a quarterback, would they won by a slight margin? See, you see what I'm saying? It's a difference. And you say, you know, Sanchez, you know, they were scoring more points. Well, Keaton Crawford was eating. He was handing the ball. Let's just keep that in perspective. And if you think I'm lying, the stats, since we're about stats, you know, the stats speak for itself. I mean, Eli Sanchez, he was only 2 for 6 for 21 yards. No disrespect to him, but we just gonna get, you know, giving you the facts. Because starting quarterback he didn't get back into the game, to the third quarter, I believe. And then, but the difference in the game, McKinney North scored 27 unanswered points. So at home, in the rain, and like I say, they ground game. They had Manny Fincher, who was one of their leading rusher. He had over 1,200 yards already coming to the game. You know, he had 168 yards on 20 carries. So, you know, and they had a receiver over 100 yards. And their quarterback had a pretty efficient game. So there it is, 27 unanswered. And really, you know, I feel like, okay, Cam's coming in the game. They see a opportunity to strike. And, okay, let's put Cam in so he can make, you know, a couple plays that might be needed to put JT over the top and win the game. And that didn't happen. So there it is. See what I'm saying? When you have to make a couple throws, or now, like I say, I don't know how elusive Sanchez is. I don't really know his skill set, but we know Cam. It was gonna come down to a play or two where he was gonna have to use his legs or make one of those over the top throws to Frank Turner for a touchdown or Isaiah Johnson. You know, two of your bigger receivers. So let's just keep this in perspective. This is just football. So we know what happened with that game. But like I say, they lost. They ended a 3-game winning streak. Now you go, you know, everything is in good hands on paper. You go back home to play Mesquite Poteet, who is not another, you know, a team that don't sneeze at, because, you know, they got the running back, Seth McGowan, committed to the University of Oklahoma. So you got a University of Oklahoma commit on one side, you got a University of Texas commit on the other side. Both playing running back, and Keaton Crawford playing cornerback. So, and the reason I brought up the cornerback thing, of course, I ain't even get into that. That, you know, Rob, I'm going to piggyback off what Rob said about him carrying the load, because he does play defense too. So he's playing a lot of snaps. So that's where Cameron Metlock come in, another guy that's been producing, I've been impressed with since early in the season. And he's been proving me right by what I see. He also chipped in Thursday night. And he brought up Pinkard. And he saw, like I said, I saw what he saw. I'm like, man, look at this dude running with conviction. And see, there you go. So, and usually John Tyler is known with having a good running back committee. So, and I've been saying this since early in the season, that it can't be just Keaton Crawford and everybody else. That's why I've been impressed with Cam's progression over time with his throws. I knew he had arm talent. Can he get a rapport with the receivers? Then I saw flashes of Frank Turner. Now my theory has been proven right, that I know that can be a great hookup. Now you can hit with him over the top, work the middle of the field, the intermediate routes, Austin Campbell, Robert Draper, and of course that's gonna work as long as Keaton Crawford is eating, you know. So, but hey, 3-1 in district now. You got, like I said, Mesquite Poteet coming in 4-4 overall. They're also 3-1 in district. So the thing about this game is this upcoming game, Friday, November 1st, is whoever loses is gonna go to 3-2, and whoever wins is gonna be second place. So, and then like JT goes in the last game against Sherman, and Mesquite, Mesquite Poteet, they're coming off a loss to West Mesquite, who John Tyler beat in the Thriller, a narrow win. So it's gonna be interesting. Like I say, long as JT doesn't let Poteet get their running game off, they should be able to control that game. And Poteet, they got like middle of the pack to one of the bottom half of defense in the district. So they don't got the most impressive defense just by stats on paper. So hopefully, like I said, JT should be able to control the game on the. Like I said, we'll see what the quarterback situation is come Friday night, but they should be able to, Keaton Crawford should have another good game. You mix it with a little Medlock. Hopefully Cam, that situation will be good, and, you can use his legs and his arm. So, like I said, we're going to see what happens. It'll, in my opinion, just going and, hey, like the great Al Davis, Raiders owner, the saying, just win, baby. That's all you got to do. Just win, baby. And also it's a song by Jeezy, if y'all know, just win. I can't say the other word. But anyway, just win. So, but anyway, just YouTube Jeezy, win or just win or whatever. But anyway, like I say, we'll be back. We'll be back in about a week to talk about, hopefully we talking about a JT dub. And also, it's the last home game of the season. Unless, they host a home playoff game. So come out, see some great talent. Rose Stadium, Friday, November the 1st. 2 D1 commits at each running back position. I get to see Seth McGowan up close in person. I didn't see the game last year when they played Mesquite. So I'm looking forward to that so I can evaluate him some. But hey, like I say, I know he the real deal. But shout out to the people that listen. Like I say, man, we just here to get y'all what we know, our thoughts, because we got outlets. We people. Rob gets info, I get info. So this is just what we do. So shout out to the people that listen. Hey, man, like I say, man, we just doing this thing week by week, and it's crazy. It seemed like yesterday was the first game of the season. This high school football just flies. So, and we sniffing playoff season. So, when we come back on, it's gonna be November, and then it's finna be turkey time. So, and dressing whatever y'all eat. But anyway, though, I ain't gonna want to make Rob hungry because he might start cooking it up in here. But anyway, I'm going to pass it back out to Rob. Shout out to everybody that support. Yo, and also, let me just go and tell y'all this. Don't get into too much on Halloween. Don't eat too much other candy and all that stuff. But, and, yeah. And watch yourself at them haunted houses, though. Y'all say y'all want the spooky stuff, but if you can't handle it, just chill out, I ain't been to one in years, but that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to pass it back off to Rob. Salute y'all. Y'all have a great one.
Yeah. We out here, man. It's been a crazy week. It's cold as hell this week, but, hey, I don't know what's going. I'm coming back. Monday, I should be able to go upload more videos. I'm going to have super fast internet. So Sunday, going to finally install my stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to have that. I'm going to be back on Madden. So, if you listen to me from my YouTube, my loyal YouTube subs, I'm coming back. I can stream at least Monday. I can go get my Xbox and games and stuff part that way, too. So, I can get back to what I used to do. And I'll be back on my regular schedule program. And, we out of here. And, hopefully, we're gonna see. We'll see who they'll start at quarterback. I'm pretty much saying I know everybody who doesn't really know about football. They think Sanchez was better quarterback, but you gotta know he wasn't. They wasn't using him like to win the game or nothing. He was just kind of this. He was his first start, so don't get too crazy. But I think the better choice to win, if you want to win and keep at least the second place, is stay with Cam, because you got to face Holland Park in the second round. That's just no face about it. Jerry Jones is waiting for you with that $1 million stadium. He's waiting, so you better have a quarterback that can score some points. So yeah, we out here, and yeah, the Cowboys will beat the Patriots in New England. I'm calling it right now. They will beat the Patriots in New England, and I'm calling this. This is just off the loop. Lee is gonna beat Longview Friday night or whatever night they play. I said it. Do they play home? They play away. I was in Longview. Still, Lee's gonna beat Longview in Longview. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm a Lee fan. I'm just saying. The way they've been having close games. They've been having close games all year.
You might hear a bunch of.
Maybe I would say 28-21. Lee's gonna win 28-21. I said it here, and just watch. But yeah, we.